What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another trade recap. In today's trading day, I ended up taking one trade. Again, it was a banger trade. It was a 1 to 4R. Again, I did partial most of my cons off right here, so this is all just extra. So it's not really a 1 to 4 because I risked 360 and I only made 620. So yeah, again, most of my cons came off here, and I'm gonna go over like the reason why I took off most of my cons here, and I didn't partial in a way of like, like I take three and then, or maybe I take, two and two here and then let the rest run where I have the other five. That's like three and then two. You know what I mean? Because then it would average out more than a 1 to 4. But yeah, again, we're gonna go over everything. Towards like why I ended up TPing and the whole psychology behind this week, and yeah, everything that, just a whole weekly recap. So coming into the day here, I wanted to be bullish. The reason being is because overnight we ended up putting this SMT right here overnight in the overnight session, coming right here, tapping. It says busy and displacing above. Okay, and if you look at this, we ended up inversing this 4-hour gap, meaning we were going to come up to these highs. So again, I was like, all right, we're very bullish today. So again, I was like, okay, price is probably going to come to EQ. I was going to look for a trade in the morning right here, and then target London highs. But what did we end up doing? London ended up getting taken before the 9:30 open. So again, coming into this, I didn't want to take any shorts. I did see a short opportunity. There was a 15-minute gap. We ended up taking London high, so you can take a mechanical trade. There was this like 4-minute inversion right here. Again, you would break even the 5-minute here, and you would target the 15-minute unfilled down there. Again, I personally was bullish, so I wanted to wait for 9:30 to open, so I just didn't take anything. Okay, then 9:30 ended up opening. We ended up putting these equal highs in the morning, and I didn't mind the equal highs because I was like, oh, like this is good. I'm gonna long. But one thing that made me feel uncomfortable about this trade is that there was a small 5-minute here, and I know I'm bullish on the higher time frame, but I just wanted to wait for something undeniably clear. Like the reason I'm saying this, and most of you probably, I don't know if some of you guys took this trade. It was a great trade. It was super A plus in my opinion, or not super A plus in my opinion, but I thought it was like an A setup. The reason why I didn't like it, and the only reason why I didn't like it, is because 9:30 opened higher into a 5-minute, and then we created equal highs, and then we had SMT here, so I was just like, damn, like I want to wait. I don't want this to be the morning move, and then we consolidate, and then 10 a.m. opens lower, and then we get the expansion move all the way to those highs. I was afraid that's gonna happen, so since that was on my mind, I just didn't want to take the trade. And again, this trade looks so clear. Like I'm looking at it and it looks clear. Now at the time it looked very clear as well. Again, we had this 15-minute gap. Price was respecting the 15-minute gap. Price came lower. Swept sell side, SMT inside of a key level, higher time frame. So we have range. Again, range is still holding. So let me range, equilibrium, higher time frame PD ray, sweep, SMT. Now you need the inversion. Inversion is there. Again, I just personally didn't like it because of that. I wanted to see more confirmation. So I set out on this trade. I was like, damn, like, how do I feel about this trade? And I said, I don't like it. I low-key just want to wait for 10 a.m. Because what if I get stopped out? I wouldn't like it. So price came lower here, and I was like, damn, see, like, I would have gotten stopped out, and then it ended up running. Although I would have put myself at the low, but this is what I was saying in live time. I was like, oh, maybe I would have gotten stopped. And then I was like, oh, well, my stop would have been at the low. I wouldn't have gone. I was like, damn, that sucks. And I was like, okay, like, the reason why I took this approach too, guys, is because on Tuesday, there was 2 times that I said I didn't like a trade, and I took it and I lost twice. And the 2 times that I did want to take the trade, I took it and I won. One of them was break even. One of them, no, actually, no, 3 times I said on Wednesday that I liked the trade. 2 of them were wins. One of them was a break even. And then the 2 times that I didn't. So that's why I was like a little hesitant. I was like, yo, I don't want to do that anymore. And yesterday, I did a great job in that. Yesterday, I didn't take any trades. In the morning session, I didn't take anything, so I posted a trade recap. I didn't like anything. There was a trade that I was going to take. There was a potential mech model, but I wanted more, so I didn't take it. And then, yeah, I mean, I didn't take anything in the morning, and then in the PM session, I did like a potential trade. It was right over here in the PM session. We had this 5-minute gap. We tapped into the breaker. We swept this low, but it was barely a sweep, and then I ended up getting stopped at break even. So I locked myself out because I was out and I wasn't home. So I was like, you know what, I don't even want to trade, whatever. And then price ended up giving a re-entry, and then I ended up hitting full TPs right here. So whatever, this could have been another TP. So I was like, it doesn't matter. I was like, that's the only trade that I want to take, and ended up hitting. So again, that was very clear to me, and I was like, okay, like that's the only trade I ended up taking yesterday. That was clear. It was break even, and then it was a re-entry, but I was out, so I said I'm not gonna keep looking at this. So whatever. And then I ended up hitting. So then coming into today, I was like, okay, like I want to feel the same exact thing. I want to feel like, you know what, I need everything to align. I want it to align. I have one bullet in the chamber. That's how I was trading. I was trading with that mentality. Like I have one trade left, and obviously I don't have one trade left. I have more than that, but that's how I was taking this approach. So 5-minute closed above, 10 a.m. opened, retrace came to equilibrium, and I was like, okay, perfect. If this 2-minute again, at first I was looking for a 30-second inversion. The 30-second ended up hitting my internal. Again, break even should have been the 2-minute, but I want to see like the 30-second. I was very picky. Did not want to see this get hit, but it did. So I was like, okay, like whatever. So I didn't take it. I waited for the 2-minute inverse. I waited for a tab below 10 a.m. open, because anything below the 10 a.m. open is a buying opportunity. I could have waited for this for a better R, but this was fine as well. Like it doesn't make much of a difference, honestly. So, yeah. So I entered longs. I ended up TPing. I entered long 9 contracts. I TP'd 1 right here. 5 contracts, meaning more than half of them came off, due to the fact that, you know, I wasn't, again, due to simple, again, I was bullish, but again, I wanted to take low hanging fruit. I feel like I needed I don't want to say like I needed this win, but I needed it mentally. So I was like, you know what, I want to secure more than half, and I'll be happy with that, and I can manage my trade better. And that's the truth. Like in that moment, like I even then only taking half, I was still bugging out because price was just dancing within these relative equal highs, and I was like, okay, like whatever. And we were like just trolling here for so long, like for 10:34 all the way to 10:46. We were there for like 12 minutes. I'm just dancing and accumulating. So I had a feeling that price was most likely gonna stop me out, but once we took this high and this placed through like this, I knew I was fine. So then, yeah, I took 7 off here. So 90% of my cons came off here. Then 1 more, and then 1 more. So these 2 cons basically were the ones that made me pretty much bread today. This was $100, and then this one was like 150 to 250 plus of that. So regardless, I would have made only 400 if I closed here. So I made an extra 250 by leaving the runner. So yeah, again, overall, very, very grateful to get myself out of this mental funk that I was in. And yeah, I feel overall really good, really happy and proud of myself for, you know, sticking to my plans and not deviating from them, not going on tilt. I was very emotional on Tuesday, but I'm happy that I grounded myself again. And again, although I was emotional on Tuesday, I didn't take any trade outside of my model. And I'm very happy that I didn't do that. And the more I trade, the more I can trust myself, the more I realize, yo, I can really do this. The more I'm like, yo, my model works. I know I'm not going to go until. I know I'm not going to. I might have emotional days where I'm literally crashing out internally, but I'm not going to go ahead and actually reflect that on the chart. And so, yeah, I'm happy that I was able to just have a break-even week, basically. So, yeah, last week I was down $600. This week I'm up $120. So, whatever. I'm only down like $480 this month. Well, not even. I'm still in the green this month. I don't even know how much in the green I am this month. This month I'm still green, $900. So across 2 accounts, so I'm up $1,800 this month so far. Again, being last week a losing week, and this week not being my greatest week, still ending the week green. That's all that matters. And it's crazy just with 1 trade, right? So I can't wait to see the rest of the month how I perform, especially since I'm realizing more and more to just focus on trusting that internal side of me that says, yo, I don't like this trade, and not take it and just wait for it to be undeniably clear every single time. I feel like at times I get shaken from that. So yeah, overall I feel very good though. Feel very happy. Feel good. yeah, that's pretty much how I was feeling overall mentally this week. How I performed this week. Um, yeah, that is the reason why I took most of my cons off at the equal highs and relative equal highs, and then let the rest run. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next trade recap. Again, tomorrow I'm not trading. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, put it in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.